had a sneak preview of our 2015 edition. Yes, we got more images and series each year. But this is what the jury, and rightly so, concluded. The already high quality of the work rises each year. Stories of love and pride, we called it. You will see love and pride, and foremost, you will see hope.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
This picture, suddenly after 2 days watching the picture, we just realized, wow, the guy behind her, the brother, is like the shadow she's casting, the past life she's carrying with her. The male side of her is like hanging from her, and it was like an enlightening moment. And we thought that actually also it's an extremely positive picture. It's talking about many different aspects. It's done with a lot of dignity.
De winnaar is een paar jaar achter elkaar al heeft transgender als onderwerp.
Ja.
Wat vind je daarvan en is dat een belangrijk thema op dit moment?
Dat transgender als thema al een paar jaar lang zo prominent is, geeft al aan dat het onderwerp op zich ook prominent is, maatschappelijk gezien. En als je om je heen kijkt of het nieuws een beetje volgt of de kranten leest of een beetje daaromheen, dan zie je ook echt dat dat zo is. Er zijn in Nederland belangrijke stappen gezet voor transgender mensen. Bijvoorbeeld als het gaat over de identiteit in hun paspoort. Met andere woorden, je hoeft je broek niet te laten zakken om aan te tonen wat er in je paspoort staat. Ja, maar het is, ik bedoel, als je erover nadenkt, denk je dat het ooit zo was. Maar dat was zo. Tot, nou niet zo lang geleden, bijna een jaar geleden. En, maar ook, weet je wel, iemand als Caitlyn Jenner. Ik heb tijdens Gay Pride zat ik in een documentaire en dan ben ik naar een transgenderavond in Amsterdam. Dat is iedere maand, weet je, heb je geen idee van dat dat is. Maar echt jong en oud. En je ziet daar ook verandering in, weet je, dat kinderen, en dat is het onderwerp ook van deze serie, wat ik zo fantastisch vind. Dat kinderen al op heel jonge leeftijd aangeven, ja maar ik ben gewoon een meisje. Kind van Brad Pitt en Angelina Jolie ook. Die hebben een meisje en die weet gewoon, ik ben gewoon een jongen. Ik ben niet Shiloh, ik ben John. En die zag ik daar op die avond ook. En ik denk, wat fantastisch dat daar nu eigenlijk, dat zal niet overal zijn, maar veel meer voeling mee is. En dat is emancipatie. Ik bedoel, homo's, eerst de zwarte bevolking wereldwijd. Of zeker in Amerika. Toen de vrouwen, homo's, lesbiennes. En ik denk dat dit er zeker ook bij hoort. Dus dat is heel goed.
Behind us is your winning photo. Could you tell us something about it?
This picture is very important for me. I choose this picture because for me expresses better the duality of Ellie, the transsexuality of Ellie. And because in this picture Alice is happy. And this picture expresses the nature of Ellie. Ellie is very happy.
So her family is very open about it. Is that the reason why you also took the picture? Is that the message that you want to send out to the world with this picture?
Yes, the family of Ellie is a open family. It's a family that fight from here for the right of homosexual child.
Did you choose this particular picture because it shows her as a normal girl in her normal environment?
I choose this picture because this picture expresses the duality very well, the duality of Ellie. And I think that in all my picture you can see that Ellie is a normal girl. And if you don't know if Ellie is a transsexual child and you look Ellie, you think that Ellie is a girl.
Van alle inzendingen, wat is je persoonlijke favoriet?
Ja, dat is een beetje vragen, wie van je kinderen heb je het liefst? En daar zal er altijd wel één tussen zitten die altijd wat net iets liever of leuker vindt. Maar dat moet je dan niet hardop zeggen. Maar ik heb wel iets bijzonders met Eric uit Ghana. En dat is een heel bijzonder werk van een jonge fotograaf, die door de jury meteen werd erkend als gewoon kunstenaar. Van wat een fantastisch werk. En wat hij doet is in de beslotenheid van zijn eigen kamer. Niemand weet van zijn identiteit, hoe die in elkaar zit, wat zijn wensen zijn. Weet ook niet wat voor kunst hij maakt. Dat zou blasfemisch in Ghana zijn. En heeft het ingestuurd. En wordt eruit gepikt, wint de eerste prijs in de categorie Open. Is er ook, en niemand weet dat hij om deze reden hier is. Ik geloof dat ze denken voor een of ander managementcongres. Want hij is leraar Engels of zoiets in Ghana. En dat geeft tegelijkertijd een soort moed aan en hang naar vrijheid en de vrijheid van kunstenaarschap en dat het wordt erkend. En ook de pijn die je soms ziet in het werk wat wij doen en wat we laten zien en wat zo'n kunstenaar ook laat zien. Gewoon twee verschillende werelden die bij elkaar komen in de Oude Kerk in Amsterdam.
Could you tell us something about your work?
Asylum is basically about the contemporary African male sexuality sandwiched between a backdrop of religion and tradition. So it's basically about being African and being in a fairly religious environment, both in terms of the new religions, Christianity and Islam, and in terms of tradition as well, because these two extremes are usually the basis for criticizing or for being against people's sexuality. So basically what I set off to do was to position myself, both as an African male, in between these two extremities. Society-wise, I cannot rebel so much, but under the cover of art, I can be a rebel. So I use that opportunity to display or to paint my frustrations.
What is the message that you want to send to this world with your work?
People should be given the opportunity to be themselves if it does not hurt anybody. If nobody is hurt in the long run, in the short run, people should be given the opportunity to be themselves, to express themselves, to be who they are, if it does not affect anybody. And I feel issues like this or people like these do not offend anybody. They do not affect anybody negatively in any way. So they should be given the right to be themselves or to be who they are.
Mooi. Je noemde ook in je speech dat je hoopt voor Eric dat hij ooit als persoon en kunstenaar dezelfde mens kan zijn. Ja. Denk je dat zo'n expositie als deze daaraan bij kan dragen?
Ja, ik denk in de algemene zin zoals kunst en cultuur, als het deze onderwerpen betreft of andere, altijd bijdragen. Ik heb als kind heel veel gehad aan boeken met dat thema. Die zat ook stiekem te lezen, maar ik had er wel veel aan. Dus daarom vind ik ook dat je nooit zo hevig mag snijden in het budget daarvoor. Er is een reden voor. Het is heel goed dat mensen nog hun verhalen hebben, hun dromen hebben, hun fantasieën hebben. Hun personages hebben die het leven voorleven. En ik hoop voor hem, zonder dat ik dat aanmatigend bedoel, zo van nou, ik hoop dat je ooit op een dag. Maar ik hoop het echt. Weet je wel, alle persoonlijke vrijheid die wij ervaren, die ik althans ook ervaar, gun ik een ander ook. En niet zo van nou, dat is heel goed. Nee, het is belangrijk. Het is niet goed als je in je leven zo'n verwarring hebt. Als dat te lang duurt.
It's a great honor to win a prize with this series I was working so long at.
So your series is about a spot where people meet to encounter.
Yeah, I found these places by chance at first, really, because I was looking out for clothes lying around and motorways and stuff, and then I found out that behind every fence there was this parallel universe, and I went inside and I met people, and I tried to get close to them, but I couldn't. And first of all, I wanted to make pictures without people, because they were very, they went away like this. And so I used the internet to get close to them, and then we get on. We ate together, and we talked a lot. And in the end, they showed me their places and what they do, what they stand for. They told about their sexuality, what they hide from, and why they do this.
The people that you took pictures of, they're still in the closet?
Most of them, yes. There's different types of people. You've got these people who just like to walk around naked. There's these truck drivers as well who just want to have fun. And you have people who have families at home, like bisexuals who are not outed or homosexuals who are not outed. And this is the place for them to meet, really. And some very normal family men transform and then they, they meet as women in the night. These spots are on every motorway. I found another universe and learned another language where people go like this, and this is almost the same. I learned the language and I did the work.
You're from Russia and you made pictures of Russian gay guys' portraits. Could you tell us something about it?
I worked on my project 1 year ago, but it's still ongoing. Yeah, and the idea came from the reality, I guess. 2 years ago, the National Parliament, as you know, adopted a national-wide law banning propaganda, the promotion of gay rights to minors, and now it's effectively illegal to hold any gay pride events, also to speak in defense of gay rights, and also say that homosexual relationships are equal to heterosexual relationships. And also, this reality has driven the gay community to underground, to the shadow. And also only 1% of the gay population in Russia dares to live openly. And I think that's why the general mood of my work is dark and melancholic. It mirrors the idea that being gay in Russia is not a rainbow-colored life. It's in our country, rainbows have some very somber shades. Something like that.
So how did you find these guys and how did you get them to take their pictures?
Oh, that was the hardest part of this work, because I've got a lot of rejections, of course, and usually people say something, we understand the importance of your work, but we are not ready to come out. But all people are not the same. Also, there are some LGBT organizations in St. Petersburg, and I connect them, and they help me. And also from friends of my friends, via social networks, I found these guys, and I'm very grateful to them for their daring. I guess these people are just tired of hiding, lying by mission, and they have daring to live openly, to be authentic, and to follow their heart. It can't change the situation in general, but we have to do this project, because step by step, maybe in future, we can change something and create the world, the society we want to live.
Okay, so you're one of the winners. Congratulations. Could you tell us what your pictures are about?
My picture, the series is called Inner Face, which I started in 2008, and it's been a long work. I have been working on this, still working on it now, and before, as you can see, the work here, it was only based in Bangladesh, in my country, where I come from. And now I'm doing it on a different level. That by that I mean wherever I'm traveling, wherever I'm going, trying to reach out people, and the work is developing into about sexuality in different cultural contexts.
These pictures were taken in Bangladesh, where you're from. Where were they taken? Was it in a cafe? Was it in their bedroom, in their houses?
Yeah. Well, most of these pictures, they're all except like one of these. They're all in their private space. In the photographs, you can see these beautiful human beings from the LGBT community. One of the photographs here, you can see an imam. So the imam is giving azan. That's the call for prayers. And the others, as you can see, it's all in their rooms. I have photographed all the pictures. Except there's another one of this guy called Ratul. He's a good friend. Ratul, I photographed him in the park. He often cruises around in the park. These beautiful human beings that you see here, they have never been out in public. My project gave them a huge opportunity to be out in and create an awareness about their sexual orientation, but to gain the trust took me a long time.
You won first prize on single images, which is a new category this year. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. What an honor.
We just want to know, who are they?
You know what? When it comes to this particular series, I don't think that the identity of the subjects is as important as the message that we're giving. Also, their anonymity is very important because their identities have to be concealed in order for them to be able to live the lifestyles that they're living. Most of the subjects in my series, especially with the burqa, identify with queer, with being queer. But they are Muslim, their families are Muslim, so it's very tough for them to come on a public platform and be able to expose themselves. So we're just going to try and, keep that side a bit, apart from this and focus more on the message that we're trying to get out there.
Okay, so you told the people in your speech that the veils provide some, they hide them. So they can be themselves. Could you tell us something more about that?
Of course. I think that the burqa is always seen as a tool of oppression. It adds to sexism and misogyny. In this case, however, the same tool that otherwise oppresses and it's marginalizing women, in this particular case and with LGBTQ especially, it is almost liberating them because it is only under the veil that they can live the lifestyle that they want to live or really be themselves. But it's hidden and concealed at the same time. So there are so many layers here within this burqa series that I'm trying to challenge all of these notions. It is still a work in progress, so I'm still just working on it. I just started my master's at OCAD University in Toronto, and I plan on doing the next 2 years of just research, solidifying the intellectual and academic research behind this, trying to look at veils not just in Islam but also all the other religions, because it's prevalent in Christianity and Judaism as well. It's just that in modern times it seems like most adherents of those religions have left it behind, whereas Islam seems to very staunchly still hold on to this, or Islamic communities rather. Actually, the reason this project came about is because one friend of mine was discussing with me how in Saudi Arabia, the men love to wear the burqa, but underneath it they'll have makeup and they'll be wearing their little skirts and stuff, and that's how they'll be going to hidden parties in people's homes. And I thought that was really fascinating. And from there on, it just came into my mind. I'm like, wow, this is something that oppresses, but is now providing these people with a chance to be able to live their lives. The same tool that oppresses so much is now liberating in such a strange way. It's kind of hard to get your head around it. There are several Muslim friends of mine in Canada that identify with being queer, but their families don't know. Their social circles don't know. They've revealed their identities to very, very few people. That also is a kind of a burqa. That is also veiling and layers. It's not the actual garment itself, but if you think about it metaphorically, that is a layer, masks, facades that they have to put on when they step outside of their home. So I feel very sorry for people that cannot be themselves, in today's day and age. I don't think it's fair. So if we can be their voice, and hopefully one day maybe they'll come out of hiding and, be brave enough to face this world exactly how they are. It's just sad that we don't know what kind of reactions can come from the other side then. So
So do you think that this photo and the way the world responds to it can help them reveal themselves one day?
You know, I can't answer that today. I have friends that are gay that are also married with children and living very, very deceptive lives. Unfortunately, right now, I don't think the Islamic world per se is there yet. I think it's going to take a long time. You also have to understand we're coming from countries where basic needs aren't being met, like food, shelter, clothing. Unfortunately, when it comes to, you know, rights of LGBTQ members, we're very, very, very far behind. So, but what I hope can happen is that, you know, a lot of these people can get to societies where they can be themselves. But even there, I find, especially with the Muslims, it's very, very hard. It's very hard for them.
No, I don't think that this picture can change the world, but I trust in the power of the information of give a little contribute for change the world and the mentality of the people.
Thank you very much.
And photography, you know, it's the newest form of the newest art form, and it's such a beautiful tool that you can interpret it, and photography plays many different roles. Plays a role as a beautiful artwork, plays a role to communicate, plays a role to affect people in a positive way, to change their mind state. It can be used in many different ways, you know.
It's art, it's photography, it's sexuality, it's gender, it's debate, discussion, it's human beings longing for life. Thank you, photographers, for bringing that into our lives.